I always appreciated Prince as much as not. Maybe I didn't, I don't own every record or anything like that, but the musicianship that the guy possessed and the passion for music that he had, I think, was pretty incredible. Found myself just watching a lot of YouTube videos of him playing, and as a guitar player, I can really appreciate his guitar playing was just top notch. Always so tasteful. I mean, along with all the other instruments he could play, but I always really liked his guitar playing. Him playing at George Harrison's tribute, While My Guitar Gently Weeps solo. That was one of the videos I watched this week, and it's just, I remember seeing it when it happened, but coming back to it again, it's just ridiculous how good he was.
No, I would agree wholeheartedly. And I guess growing up in the Twin Cities, I grew up in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, so he was just like always a part of music and of the culture there in the Twin Cities. So when I heard that he passed away, it was like, no, he didn't. Like, it didn't really seem real to me that he would have passed away, because I thought, he was so a part of everything that, like, it didn't make sense that he could even die, I guess, to me.
Right.
Yeah, it was still
definitely kind of unexpected.
Yeah, still internalizing that. Yeah.
I haven't really processed it still.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's hard to say.
It's been overwhelming. Really overwhelming.
Yeah, a lot. And it's weird.
It's crazy how many people felt a really personal connection to him in Minneapolis and beyond.
Yeah.
We have, for the last 10 years, been cultivating a relationship with Prince. Obviously, is a huge icon of Minnesota music, and like everyone the world over, we were shocked and saddened and tremendously upset when the news came out on Thursday that he had passed away. And immediately we thought, what can we do to honor his music and his legacy, and also provide solace to an audience that needs it, and perhaps be a hub for where that audience can congregate and hear the music and share their stories with each other and with us. And so we really, just operating on instincts, we decided to do a chronological tribute to Prince, and we reached out to as many former bandmates, journalists, music fans that we could, to put them on the air as well, to share their reflections and thoughts on the passing of Prince. And it was one of those situations where it was incredibly sad for all of us, but also we knew that we had an opportunity, a gift really, to be perhaps that place where people could come to kind of share in the grief of the passing of such a great artist. And you think about, like, all the artists we will encounter in our lifetime, there are few, if any, that will have the impact of Prince, because his appeal was truly universal, and it cut across races, genres, ages, like probably no artist we will ever see before or again. Yeah, because we were the hometown station that had the closest relationship with Prince, and over the last few years we've been honored to be kind of part of his extended family, with being invited out to Paisley Park to go to events, and he came to a Current's birthday celebration about 5 years ago, and that sort of began the relationship between Paisley Park and the Current. And so we just wanted to do right by that, and do right by the music, and honor sort of his legacy. And as it's turned out, our coverage and our presence here being in the Twin Cities has become sort of a lightning rod for Prince fans the world over, and it's been humbling and gratifying to see the response, and to, again, just kind of do our best to be a place where people can congregate and share that love of such a great, varied artist.
A lot of people are going like Prince was not into streaming, and that's actually not exactly accurate. He wasn't into the model that Spotify was about, but he did license all the music he controlled to Tidal, which is owned by Jay-Z. And all I can think about is he was so dogged about getting his money, and a lot of people judged that in his lifetime. Now that we know what he was spending his money on, how wrong are we to judge? When he's trying to get every cent out of Spotify, and it's then gonna go pay Clyde Stubberfield's medical bills, and it's then gonna go support community organizations in Baltimore that are looking out after Freddie Gray. He got every cent so he could do something better than anybody else could with it, and he didn't want any attention about it. And that's
The funky drummer?
yeah, he $80,000 to Clyde Stubberfield for his medical bills.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, didn't want anyone to know. That's more than any note of music can ever be.
All right.
Personal favorite Prince song would be "Damn You."
I think we need to remember to treasure each other when we're alive and around, and then also respect the dead. So it's really great to honor his legacy and his contributions to Minnesota. He did so much secret contributing. He contributed it to so many different organizations that he didn't talk about. He wasn't boastful about it, but everybody knows. A lot of people know that he truly cared for the city and where he lived.
I mean, I think it's just an outpouring of love for an artist that made a lot of honest work, and I think that honest work is important, and people recognize it when they see it, and they're grateful for it. So it feels to me like a healthy response to people who appreciate what an artist has done for them.
He was a one-of-a-kind guy, right? I mean, just real. There's a real brilliance to it. What he could do and track mentally of a part here and a texture over here and an amp and a sound and an adjustment. He would. If you look at some of the personnel listings on some of his albums, you know, he's the only guy, and he's playing drums and piano. And I know Dave actually was interviewed by local news, and he told a story about how when he first came into Newt Capet, that he came in and he started playing a guitar part like just with one hand here, and reached over on a keyboard and played a second harmony part along with this thing as just like a teenage, you know, he's 17 years old, 18, 19, something like that. So, I mean, he had, you know, just a real one-of-a-kind sort of singularity in his focus, so almost obsession in a largely healthy way, certainly in a beautiful way. And it was cool, you know, just to see, to enjoy, to grow up as a kid hearing about this, and then of all the things to connect with, to actually meet the guy, and then to have, you know, some of his actual, this cymbal one and the one he played for, you know, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that big solo he played.
Yep.
I mean, we were working on that 48 hours before he played that show. It was, you know, it touched my hands, you know, for just a simple, you know, adjustment or whatever. But it was certainly really neat to just kind of have that sort of brush in passing, to be a part of that.